Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today I'm at Goodwill doing some thrift shopping, looking for some vintage home decor. And yes, let's go ahead and check it out and see what Goodwill had in the store today. So I haven't quite figured out my routine at this store. I usually just head to whatever section there is no people. They had some really cool things on this table. This is the handpick section. These are kind of tribal candlesticks. Had a really neat look to them. I don't see the price here, but where is the handpick section? I'm pretty sure it was at least $10. So the price was probably a little bit more than that and likely why I passed on them, but those were really neat to see. The cheapest thing I've ever seen in the handpick section, this was only $1, but it looks like someone had just set it there. It didn't have a handpick sticker on it. It was a Nashville shot glass, and I do enjoy the state souvenir pieces, so I gave that a look. I'm not sure the maker of this. It said just Q on the bottom, but yeah, it was a really neat piece. Never heard of whatever company that may have been. Had these neat etched vintage, perhaps depression glass. They're a little heavier than I typically see for depression glass, but definitely could have been. Don't see the amber etched glass like that too often. And I thought this was super pretty, a nice cobalt blue glass. It has these amazing little birds all around the base of it. Stunning details. They're asking $8 for it. And I set this in my cart for a little bit. I just thought it was such a unique piece. But then the more I was looking at it, I'm like, what would you actually use that for? It was such an odd shape, and I wasn't really sure what you would ever use it for other than just decor. You can set it on a shelf, I suppose, and it could be pretty, but I wasn't sure if, it would be a useful enough piece. But as you can see, I did set it in my cart, but I think I ultimately ended up putting it back. This plant was a pretty good fake out. It looked real. It was plastic. I don't really enjoy the plastic plants in my house. I much prefer to have the real plant. It does a really good job of filtering out the air. So I don't know. I think they're a little silly, but I guess if you don't have a green thumb, you don't remember to water them. I guess they do kind of fill that spot that you might want to put on a shelf or something, especially if you have an area that doesn't have very good lighting. I suppose they do come in pretty handy. So these are a really neat find. This is a vintage Sears salt and pepper shaker set. You'll notice the owner had bought several sets of them, and they used their own little handmade labels to use it for different spices, but they all are original salt and pepper shakers. And I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and remove that really flimsy paper label off of it. They are only asking $30 for 6 sets that were there, and they actually resell for really decent. It's part of the Neil the Frog collection. It's a whole thing, and they are from 1976. So they recent sold on those for just 2 is around $20 to $24. So at $30, it was kind of a no-brainer to just go ahead and grab them. I should be able to make probably about $100 or so profit on it. So that was a really excellent find. I've been really into butterfly decor lately. I thought this was beautiful. It was a more modern piece made in China, so I decided to pass on it. Had some milk glass Snoopy mugs over here. $8 they were asking for this one. This serving plate was really stunning. I really have grown to love the transferware type items. This is a beautiful hand-engraved Staffordshire, England ironstone plate. So pretty. I might have to start collecting those soon because I just keep being drawn to them, and they really are gorgeous. How old do we think this wedding dress is? It seemed like such a delicate older wedding dress. The box didn't seem too old. It definitely looked, a little bit old, maybe 80s or so, but the dress itself looked super vintage, almost like 1930s to me, 1940s. So leave it down below in the comments how old you think that dress might have been. What a neat piggy bank. It was kind of made in this faux leather material, and then you saw that snap closure on the back end of the horse there, so you just unsnap it to get your change out. I thought that was really cool. So they have $15 on this 1998 Pillsbury Doughboy set. It said three-piece set. I guess they're counting the lid as a third piece. But funny story about this guy. When I was a little girl for Christmas, I had asked my parents to get me the Muffin Man. And I just associated him as the Muffin Man. I used to see the little commercials where he would kind of be running around and stuff, and I just wanted him as like a little friend or something as a kid. They had no idea what I was talking about, and eventually they figured out down the road that I was talking about the Pillsbury Doughboy from the commercial. So he's the little Muffin Man that I never got. I was so shocked to see such a fun mirror in this section, and it was only $10. Amazing. It definitely seems to be more of a modern piece, but it's pretty heavy. As you can see, it's made of wood, and I will need to fix the fastener on the top. It was a little loose. I might put something a little more heavy duty on it so it'll hold better, because I mean it's a super heavy mirror, but I'm definitely going to put that in my downstairs bathroom. I just love the colors to it. So vibrant. Really into 1970s stuff, and I feel like that will kind of go. It does have that nice pop of orange and that kind of mauve pink, which goes with this decor choice I like. So very fun piece, $10. I got myself a new bathroom mirror. So my new strategy to avoid the mug purchasing is to kind of step back and, keep a good distance and try not to really dig in it too deep. But of course, something pulled me in again. This adorable little elephant mug was just really cute. It looked vintage, but I was good and I put it back. So I think I successfully left today without purchasing any coffee mugs. So it was a success. I have such a struggle with purchasing coffee mugs. They don't really resell the best, and I have so many coffee mugs, it's not like I need any more, so I really need to stop looking at them. So this was a vintage 1982 milk glass mug. Had a funny little saying on it, only asking $1, had some coffee stains throughout it. Probably would have cleaned up okay, but I wasn't really into wanting to purchase something with Satan on it, so I was good to go to put that back. I'm always finding the fairy lamp style lampshades, but I never find the bases. This was a beautiful piece. It was made in China, so I decided to go ahead and leave it, but it would have been pretty gorgeous at Christmas time. I'm not sure how difficult it would have been to find a base for that, but very pretty piece. Every once in a while, I do come across this collection. This is Home and Garden Party. It's the birdhouse collection is the design, and this obviously is some type of a candle wax warmer of the sort. But they're like a 1999-2000 era collection made in the USA. I really enjoy the pieces, and I think they make for an excellent collection. I rarely pass it up if I see it. I've always just really like them. So what do you guys think of this piece? I thought it was pretty, and I just really liked the design to it. I wasn't sure if it was decoupaged on it or what was going on, but yeah, it was really gorgeous. Now, I did find two of these really pretty angels. Obviously vintage here, only $1 a piece. I was shaking it to see if it was some type of an Avon decanter, because oftentimes I will pick up things that I think, is just a nice figurine or something, and then I'm like, oh, does this have perfume in it? So it was just adorable little knickknacks. You could use it year-round, really. The colors are pretty muted, but I think they probably were intended for Christmas time, but those were definitely a cool find. Had this really pretty jarred candle lamp up there on the top. A little bit heavy, trying to stay away from heavy stuff for shipping purposes. Now, this was really stunning. I love the looks to it, and I think it would look nice if you do like a plate wall, but honestly, like, I'm not going to use it for that, and it was only $1. I just don't see that someone would want to purchase that for resale purposes. I figured I'd put it back. I mean, what do you really do with it other than put it on a wall for decor? Because, I mean, It's just a little saucer. Those are kind of a dime a dozen, but I don't know. People tend to like the teacups that come with it, right? They also had a vintage Japan nursery planter here. This is probably one of the frilliest ones I've ever seen. Usually have some kitschy animal on it, but I mean, check out the ruffles on this. Pretty cool. I was fixing to get it into my cart. I thought it'd be a cool thing to pick up to resell. Someone was having a little girl would enjoy it. But as I was walking to the cart, I noticed a few chips on it, so back on the shelf it went. When I see things like this, I get sad because in 2019, we had made plans to go ahead and rent out our house in the next spring of 2020 and go full-time RVing with our family for about a year or two is what we had initially planned. But then, you know, everything happened and all the shutdowns and stuff, so we ultimately decided to put that on hold. Not sure when that will ever come to fruition, but was a wicked bummer that we weren't able to do that. So I still desire to travel and get to, you know, see the country with my family. We've traveled before, me and my husband, somewhat, but it would have been fun. Definitely a dream of mine that hopefully I will be able to do someday. I've actually been to Buffalo, New York a few times. Absolutely love it. Anchor Bar is the original home of the buffalo wing. Very delicious wings there. And of course, it's close to Niagara Falls, which is also a very cool place to check out. We actually went to Buffalo one time to catch a Cleveland Browns game. We are Cleveland Browns fans in my family, and you know, it's closer than traveling to Ohio for us, so that was a fun game. Cool little, almost hometown feeling stadium there, so really enjoyed ourselves. Absolutely love this color green, so I wanted to check out this basket. It looked kind of vintage, and obviously I saw that it was probably made in China, so that went back. But it was a cool, nice little container. Love the color. Another buffalo piece. I always like to look at the t-shirts, hoping to find some vintage band t-shirts in particular. Drop a comment down below if you know what this phrase, this little one-liner is from, what show it's from. So let's go ahead and do a bit of a recap of the items I ended up thrifting at Goodwill today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you then. Bye.